Hmm.
You don't understand how important those things are, physical stuff, Spence, until you're like your family member, like my father's disabled, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if there's one step, we're fucked. We're not going in. But
Hmm.
I remember I took him to the chicken spot in Detroit that me and you've been to a couple of times, and there's no ramp. And so I had to pick him up and I broke his rib.
Yeah.
That fucker sat there throughout that entire dinner with a broken rib. Wild. Fucking G.
Hmm.
Um, let's get into this last scene, and then we'll get out
Yes.
of here.
Yeah. So, um, they have the trial for Jerry, and they have a sidebar, um, and Alan wants to dismiss the case, um, because he knows that, like, now that they have the disability part of the trial, he's just like, it's a losing case for you. You're not going to win this if we say he has a disability. So just let it go. But they also don't know that Jerry's like, don't bring that up during the case. So he's playing it smooth, playing it
Yep.
sly. Um, and So really he's just explaining to them that he has autism and that he deserves to just they should just let it go because he's been through a lot.
Whole life.
Um, yeah, whole life, not only being undiagnosed for so long, which a lot of people were at that time, but also for the fact that they know they fucked him over at that law firm. They know, and so I get Shirley's point, kind of her being like,
Justice.
yeah, well, not just that, but also just
He
like,
could hurt others.
I don't want him to do that again.
Yep.
Right? How do we know he's going to do that? And of course, Alan brings up a great point of, well, now he wants to get better. He wants to get better. He wants to, there's medications, there's behavioral therapy. There are things that he can do to make sure that those outbursts don't happen again. Now that he has that autism diagnosis. And so, um, once again, Alan just coming in clutch and just being like, hey, just give him what's fair, not giving him special treatment, just giving him what's fair and what he's owed because he's done so much. And Shirley agrees. They dismiss the trial, um, and he's free to go. And so in the end, Jerry thanks Alan for saying that it's over and about to hug him. And he's like, nah, never mind. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away because, awkward. Um, but yeah, so what a few couple episodes. Also a big shout out to the writers and the people,
Yes.
Jerry, the guy who acted in it,
Magnificent.
because did a great job of showcasing autism, especially that early on, um, in just time,
Yep.
because there were probably a few autistic characters that came out,
Yep.
but he was one of the few ones that was very depicted well.
Depicted well, and
And
it's not like super like Rain Man-y, right?
no,
But it kind of
no,
is, but it isn't. But like the social skills are there, but they're not there. It's
yeah,
very well and cumbersome of what a lot of folks do look like on the autism spectrum. Not all, but
yes,
a lot of folks.
and also showing the dark times of
Yeah.
people who are
Instead of just
autistic,
that
right?
playful stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, like we talked before in the pre-production, this love on the spectrum where they are like the quote unquote good
Mm-hmm.
autistics, where they don't get into trouble, they don't do certain things, they aren't poor, they're high on the economic level,
Mm-hmm.
and they're pretty well off. And it's not a great light, in my opinion. That's why I don't watch the show personally,
Mm-hmm.
because I just feel like they're handpicking out people who are autistic that are, like I said, quote unquote
The
good.
cute ones, the cuddly ones.
Yes, and not showing the real side of autism all the time,
Yep.
and not giving a chance to have those people actually who are on a low economic level actually get the attention that they deserve and make sure that they can be advocated for also, and that they can be seen, because they're not seen right now, and they're, you know, especially in this climate.
Yeah, I know.
So.
A lot of white folks in there. A lot of white folks in there. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
At first season, they had an Indian guy in there. There's an Asian girl in there, but it's a lot of the, you know, the good minorities in there, right? It wasn't a lot of black folk or Hispanic folk. So there was a lot of certain race in there. There's a lot of certain race in there. So
especially after all the shit that has happened with people who have autism, who are people of color, that have been killed or injured by police officers and stuff like that, because they didn't understand that they were autistic and like they had certain needs and they had outbursts, and so they used force on them. And so I think it should be I think especially if you're going to have autism or on the spectrum on there, you should actually use your voice for advocacy and actually have people who you know, don't have their voices heard as much on there. I understand it's like this cutesy love show and shit like that, but I'm also like, you know what, you're kind of using them for shit. So you know,
I will give a shout out to a lot of them actually, though, to the actual people themselves. They've been really good and outspoken about a lot of stuff about the RFK stuff, which has been really cool. They didn't need to do that. And a couple of my favorites actually did do that. And I was like, hell yeah, this is my guy right here. So I love that a couple of them were very outspoken on their own public platforms.
Right.
Yeah. Because there's nothing against them, right? It's just who they pick, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to turn down, right? They're going to turn it down. My favorite guy is James. He's just so anxious, so much Tourette's. He's just overstimulated all the time. I fucking love that motherfucker. And his dad's always picking on him and tweaking him out. I fucking love that guy.
There you go.
Yeah, my favorite. But this good representation, good show to watch. I think a lot of you will identify what was going on with this. A lot of you will have some feelings about it. Some of you might tweak out about the meltdown, but the crash out and the meltdown is very common. It's very common that we see that. So as we get out of here, it reminds me of that one scene, Spence, that we did with the Autism Goes to College. Remember that Chicano boy, the Hispanic boy? He ends up freaking out and then, I'll fucking kill you. He freaked out, and then they end up getting medication, but then he had to get kicked out of school. And now he's doing really good. And the director, the guy that came on with us, right? He said, yeah, he's great. I still talk to him all the time. He's a great kid. It's just he got fucked over on that test, and a couple things happened, and he tweaked out. It happens. We have meltdowns. It happens. Great stuff. I'm glad you stumbled back upon this. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad other people get to listen to us talk about it.
Yes. And if you haven't seen it, go watch Boston Legal. Yeah. Great show. James Spader always will be an all-time favorite for me, because I just love his acting, and also he's fucking Ultron. So why not? Why not? You know. And then also fucking Captain Kirk. I can't go wrong.
You can't, yeah.
And yeah, so they have a lot of great topics. So please go watch it on Hulu/Disney.
Yep.
Because it's on there right now. So go check it out. Yeah. Anything before we get out of here?
That's it, brother. Much appreciation to everyone that listens to us every week. I know we had some really good, awesome autism guests, which are getting a lot of traction in the podcast. So hopefully you continue to listen. Hopefully you continue to show up. We'll continue to do as much representation as we can.
All right. Awesome. Well, like we always do, I'm Spencer. That's Nas, Different Special Podcast.
All right, everyone. Much appreciation, much love, and remember, take care of yourselves.
Or don't.
It's completely up to you. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Check out the full episode on our channel and anywhere you find podcasts. Also, remember to like and subscribe. Whoop whoop.